Let's go ahead and take a look at the answers to homework number 2. So for homework number 2, it says here, write a balanced chemical equation and identify what type of reaction happened here. Okay, so step 1 is to balance it. We can do that. I have H's and I have O's. So H and O. I'm going to draw my wall. Multiply. As of right now, the number in front is a 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. H's. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1 plus 1 times 2 is 2, which equals 3. So is this balanced? No, it's not. I have more O's over here than I have on this side. Okay, well, let's go ahead and this number right now is at number 1. So let's take it up to the next number. We don't just jump all over the place. Let's take it to a 2. Remultiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Whoa, wait a minute. Am I balanced? No. Now I'm having issues over here with the H's and the O's don't match. So let's come over here. I have H's on this side. There's a 1, so let's take it to the next number, 2. Remultiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 times 2 is 2, which equals 4. So let's double check. Am I balanced or not? Check, 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 check. I'm balanced. You have your option. You can go ahead and put 1s or leave them blank. I'm going to go ahead and just put a 1. Now, what type of reaction occurred here? I start off with one thing and it breaks apart. Okay? We call that decomposition. All right? Decomposition. Let's look at the next one. I have C and O, and I have more O's. So C and O. Let's multiply. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 1 times 2 is 2, which equals 3. Let's go ahead and look on the product side. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Am I balanced? No, I'm not. I need more oxygens on this side. Well, there's a 1 right now, so let's just go to the next number, which is 2. But I need to recount. 1 times 2 is 2. I'm sorry. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Am I balanced? No. Now on this side, I don't have enough carbon and my oxygen's still off. So here's the carbon. Let's go to the next number, which is a 2. Let's multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 times 2 is 2, which equals 4. Let's check this out. 2 and 2, 4 and 4. I am balanced. So I start off with 2 objects. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And after the chemical reaction took place, I only have 1. It combined together, and we call that synthesis. Let's keep going. I have O's and H's. I'm going to start off with the reactants. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 2 is 2. Am I balanced? No, I'm not. I need more oxygen. So let's go to the next number, which is a 2. Remultiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Now my oxygens are good, but my hydrogens are not. So I need to come over here and go to the next number, which is a 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So let's look at this. 4 and 4, check. 2 and 2, check. I am now done and balanced. Let's look at this. I have one object over here and it broke apart into 2. What do we call this? Decomposition. Let's keep going. It says here, we're going to classify the following reactions and then correctly fill in the missing pieces. Well, first thing is I start off with one thing and it breaks into 2. So when I have one thing and it breaks apart, we call that decomposition. Now I have 2 HGOs and on this side I have O's. So what must go in this blank? Hg. Now, that we classified it, it says fill in the blanks. We did it. I just want to double check because it doesn't say to balance, but we should always know to balance. Let's see. H, G, and O. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. I'm balanced. 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So it looks like they balanced those for us already, which is good. I just wanted to double check. Let's look at the next one, number 5. I've got 2 different things, and then at the end, they combine to one thing. So when they combine, that is called synthesis. So I have K and I have S. Now K is potassium, it's a metal, and S is sulfur, it's a nonmetal. So when I combine a metal and a nonmetal, which is an ionic bond, the metal goes first. It gets written first. K and S. Okay. Now before I go any further though, this is going to combine together. We always crisscross for ionic bonds. So when we look at the periodic table, we can see that the K is in group 1. Okay, so that means that it has a +1 charge. The S is a nonmetal, and so nonmetal, he has a -2 charge. So when I crisscross those, that's a K2S. Okay, K2S. Let's go to the next one. Lithium plus something yields lithium and iodine. So obviously I know that this right here is going to be iodine. But before I go any further, those two are going to combine together to equal one new thing. We call that synthesis. But did you notice that the lithium is combining with iodine? And iodine is a diatomic element, so I've got to put a 2 behind it. So there's a few things here and there that we cannot forget. We can't forget we crisscross ionic bonding, and we can't forget about our diatomics. Let's keep going. Number 7, write a balanced chemical equation and then identify the type of reaction. Okay, we can do that. So I've got carbon and hydrogen, which is going to combine with oxygen, yields carbon and oxygen and hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so I've got these two. They are kind of have some chemical reaction, and look what I end up with. I end up with water on the product side, and I start off with oxygen on the reactant side.